Hey Push, Coach Jarrett here. Just want to reach out to you guys real fast and give you guys some tips and advice on starting a new routine and how to make it be a successful start to a new routine. So these tips can really apply to anything that you want to start doing more often, doing more consistently, but we're going to focus more on getting into the gym. So if you're someone who has trouble finding the time to get yourself in the gym, or just is inconsistent at getting in here that 4 days a week, I'm going to go over a couple tips that might help everybody. And again, this can be applied in anything you want to start, but for here, we're going to give examples specific to just being able to get into the gym that 4 days a week. First thing you want to do is you want to set small goals. So if you are someone who some weeks you'll come in 4 days a week, some days you'll come in one, maybe you'll go 2 weeks without coming in at all. Instead of just going, all right, starting tomorrow, I'm going to come in 5 days a week and be right on top of everything I need to do. Start small. Start with 3 days a week, and then allow that momentum to build so you can get to that 4 to 5 days a week. Because the last thing you want to do is say that you're going to start coming into the gym 5 days a week, take your 2 rest days during the week, and then on week 1, it doesn't happen, and you just get this negative response, this negative feeling to not being able to hit that. So set small goals at first and then build off that. You'll get some momentum and you'll get some good feelings from hitting those small goals, and you'll be allowed to build off of those, which will give you some more momentum to move forward. 2, create a plan. Part of the reason why a lot of folks have trouble making their way into the gym is they don't schedule themselves to do it. They don't build a plan around it. If you're going to make a plan to be in here, you should commit yourself to doing it. So one thing that I do that I found has helped is I put it on my calendar. So on my calendar at a certain time every day, I have training for me. So that way I know that if I'm looking to do something else and I already have that time booked, that time for me supersedes anything else that would come into the way, because you need to be able to set that time apart for yourself to be able to come in. So if you're not planning around being able to come in, and sometimes that means sitting down one day, like on a Saturday or Sunday, planning out your entire week and just having that block of time set in there. Again, I know I do it. I have my mornings blocked out, so that way I don't coach classes, I don't take clients, I don't do anything. Like, that is my time for me, and I want to honor that and always keep my appointments with myself. 3 is to prepare. Another thing that can easily get in the way is if you're not prepared for when that happens. If you're someone who works out in the morning and you don't have your clothes laid out the night before, you don't have your alarm set properly, you don't have your breakfast, if you do overnight oats or something, you don't have that food ready for you to go in the morning, it's going to be a real deterrent to getting out of bed and getting it done when you have these other things to do. If you're someone who works out in the afternoon after work, if you don't already have your bag packed for the gym and bring it to work with you, if you don't have your lunches packed at work to be able to eat before you come in, that's again going to be a deterrent that's going to stop you from coming in here. Because if you have to go home after work and get your clothes, I know very, very high likelihood that once you get home, you sit down on the sofa, that's going to be it. So prepare for the time that you have budgeted out for yourself to come in here, so that way you don't have any excuses to not be able to come in. 3, track your progress. So it could be something as simple as a check mark on a calendar every day you came in. I read a story somewhere that Jerry Seinfeld, when he was younger, and I don't know if he still does this, but he would require himself to write one joke every single day. And he would go over to the calendar and check that mark off on the calendar. And you get that good feeling, that good response from hitting that check mark. It's like if you make a daily to-do list, you should put some really easy stuff at the top of that list so you can get some check marks and get some momentum going in the right direction. The same thing applies here. Track your progress for how many times you've been going to the gym. Another way we do that is, folks here, you may or may not have access to Beyond the Whiteboard. If you're a member, please reach out. That's a way to keep track of the days that you're here, because you can log your progress when you come in and keep track of the times you come in here. So it's a good way to keep track of the progress you're making by coming in X amount of days per week. Make it fun. If something's not fun, you're going to be a lot less likely to stick to it. Everybody has peaks and valleys and motivation, and if you are going through a valley and you're doing something that's just not fun or enjoyable to you, you're going to be a lot less likely to keep up with it. So find a way to make it fun. If there is a certain coach that you like attending that you find is a good time, go to those coaches. If you need a friend, like an accountability buddy that that's going to help keep you on track, and you guys can have fun and make a game out of it, have a little competition between each other, then do that. But however you need to think about it to make it a more fun scenario, do that. And if there's anything you need or any ideas you have from us to make it more fun here, please, all ears, please let us know. And lastly, and probably more importantly, is why do you want to start this new routine? Why do you want to go to the gym X amount of days per week? Why do you want to read 3 days per week, or anything that you're starting? You got to find out why you want to do it. And something as simple as to get my beach body ready for the summer, like I don't think that's going to be good enough. I think you need to really kind of find something a little bit more deeper than that, because if your why is something that can be attainable and just checked off on a calendar, what next? What after that? So if you hit that goal, then what is what tends to happen. So maybe that deeper why is developing a little bit more self-respect for yourself to be able to commit to something. I know that's something for me, but find that deeper why, and you will find that when you go through those valleys of motivation and those days that you don't want to come in or just don't want to get out of bed, that if you lean back on the true reason why you're here, it's going to make it a lot more likely that you push through those lulls to come on in. Some other examples: stay out of the nursing home for as long as you can and stave that off. Live a healthy lifestyle. Be able to play with your kids as they get older and you get older. So all of these things are bigger whys that you can see don't really have an end date on a calendar for you to just check off. It's something that you can really rely on when you're going through those dips in motivation. So a couple tips for everybody to help start a new routine, specifically coming into the gym a little bit more often if you need to, because I can promise you guys, whatever results you're looking for getting out of this place, mentally, physically, whatever that is, I can almost guarantee that you'll find those results if you're in here consistently and you're doing the right things at home to recover, and more importantly, doing the right things at home in regards to your nutrition. So if anybody needs any help with any of that as well, please reach out to myself or any of the coaches here. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.